gusting in the Keys at 24 miles per hour, Marathon 21 in Key West. Wind speeds 5 to 8 miles per hour. These temperatures, they're chilly for South Floridians, but not nearly as cold as yesterday. We've got 3 to 5 degrees warmer than yesterday. Kids head to the bus stop. We'll see some upper 50s and low 60s. 64 will be in Miami, and then we'll see highs today warming up to the upper 70s. It'll be fantastic. Enjoy your wonderful Wednesday. More on all this coming up.
Good Wednesday morning, South Florida. Annaliese Garcia here, bringing a little update on your traffic on your roads. Let's take a look outside right now. This is the turnpike going northbound near Southwest 268th Street. You can see that things are moving very slowly for you. Nothing unusual for this area at this hour. It is just after 6 a.m. and that's when this area really starts to get congested. You can always take US 1 if you'd like to avoid this area of the turnpike going northbound. As your southbound lanes, they look really good. You guys are good if you are headed that direction. Right now, your maps look very good out there. It's still dark and early though, so let's see what happens when the sun comes up. Right now you do have an area as you head into downtown Miami that you are seeing some delays. This is because of some construction. This is just before the Dolphin Expressway, so you do have 2 right lanes blocked. You could see the red right there, and when we were a little more zoomed out you could also see that it was starting to move further north. So give yourself a lot of time if you are headed this direction this morning, as it's something that typically is not here at this hour. So you can always take US 1 if you'd like to avoid it. As you can see, US 1 right here looks really good. Let's take you to some drive times over here. I would like to show you this 595 going eastbound, 12 to 6 minutes to get to where you need to go.
Annaliese. At least we're seeing our temperatures warm up slightly. It's still chilly for us South Floridians with 50s as you walk out the door, but not nearly as cold as yesterday, even some low 50s. And then Weston just checked on our Weather Authority app. You're at 51 as well. Pembroke Pines 51, Parkland 51. But the wind chill is making it feel much cooler again this morning, but not as cold as yesterday. And winds are somewhat transitioning into the warmer air advecting in off the ocean. We've got our winds moving in from the north, northwest, and northeast, gusting in the Keys. So temperatures are about 2 to 5 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. Dew points are in the very comfortable category. It's still refreshing out there, but it's chilly. Look at this, the Panhandle of Florida waking up to the 20s and 30s. That north breeze is brisk, it's chilly, and it is advecting across parts of the southeast to the northeast, where we're still dealing with those cold temperatures. But noticing our next system we're watching across the west coast, look how warm it is ahead of the front. It's warmer in Los Angeles at 61 degrees in San Diego and Phoenix, Arizona than it is here in South Florida. That is pretty impressive, but that's how you know a storm system's headed their way. So in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, the air is still very dry. So when you're seeing a mix of sun and clouds in the forecast, when that wind does start to move in off the ocean, slightly warmer, but still very comfortable conditions, as you can see in the next couple days. While we warm up, at least we'll hopefully see our winds start to subside, expected later today, though we keep a high risk of occurrence early this morning. For you beachgoers, boaters, there are advisories. We are expecting the bays to be choppy for a little bit longer. 7-day forecast. The winds subside, the temperatures warm up, but this is really a fantastic 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the 60s, highs in the 80s by Friday.
And we definitely love this weather. We can finally turn our seat warmers on. I know I turned mine on this morning. South Florida, take a look right here, especially if you got to sit in this. This right here is I-95 going southbound. You do have an accident causing you some heavy delays. You can see some emergency vehicles here in several lanes. You have a few lanes blocked here, and things are moving slowly in both your express lanes and your regular lanes. So let's take you to your map so I can show you exactly where this is happening. It's right here as you head closer to downtown Miami. You see this big pocket of orange right here. It's after the Airport Expressway where the accident happened, so that congestion is starting to build up right there, you can see. So something else I want to point out to you is something we've been talking to you about this morning. Not that construction has since cleared. The procession for the Miami Beach police officer, it is going to cause you some traffic. It's starting around 8:30 this morning, so definitely be wary if you commute in these areas. It's starting at the Vista Memorial Gardens in Miami Lakes. This is the funeral home, and then from there they are moving over to Miami Beach, so that'll be some heavy traffic as well because of this procession. And that is the headquarters is at Washington Avenue and 11th Street. From there they're going to the Port of Miami, and then from there they are going to the Hard Rock Stadium, which is where the funeral service will take place, and that is all going to cause you some headaches this morning. That's between 8:30 and 10. The funeral service is at 10, so just be wary. Plan accordingly if you are heading out the door at those hours. I will leave you with this drive times. Those of you who take 5 and 95, 12 to 7 minutes to get you where you need to go. Alrighty, South Florida, we are taking a live look right now at I-95. This is going north and southbound. You can see your northbound lanes look really good, but your southbound lanes are where you're seeing that heavy congestion. Right here is near this is near Northwest 95th Street. So if this is part of your commute, I do recommend that you give yourself lots of time. Otherwise, you can't take 441. I-95 going southbound is very congested. So because you have no accidents on the road, I do want to talk to you about something that the anchors just spoke to you about a little while ago, the procession happening today, where it's starting and at what time. You will expect lots of delays, lots of traffic in between these areas. It's starting over at the Vista Memorial Gardens Funeral Home. That is where they will begin around 8:30. They're making their way all the way to Miami Beach, to the headquarters there, where they'll have another part of their service that's on Washington Avenue and 11th Street. From there, they're going to the Port of Miami for some type of water service as well. This right here is everybody kind of knows where the port is, close to downtown Miami. From Miami Beach to the Port of Miami, you'll experience a lot of traffic. If you go into downtown for work in the mornings, definitely be weary of that, because this is happening between 8:30 and 10. Last place where the actual service is happening at the Hard Rock Stadium, that's at 10. So between 8:30 a.m. and 10 a.m., plan accordingly if you are heading to work, because all of these areas will be very congested as there are many expected to attend this funeral service today. I'll leave you with this. As of right now, things looking okay for you on the Palmetto Expressway going southbound, 29 to 28 minutes to get you where you need to go. Be safe.
All right. Several cities across the state of Florida shattered record lows. Look at this, new records for much of Jacksonville, 28 degrees. Gainesville was at 31, Orlando 36, Tampa 38. Marathon even with 55 degrees. So the cold air has been felt all across the state and really for much of the nation, from the Midwest to the deep south to the East Coast. And the areas that we're watching now warming up is because of a subtle shift in the wind direction. It's not there yet, though. Temperatures are in the mid-50s. It's still comfortable. We have a lot more cloud cover this morning than yesterday, too. Low 50s in Pembroke Pines as well as Weston and Parkland. Winds still out of the northwest, 6 to 9 miles per hour, gusting in the teens and 20s down by the Keys. As for temperature, warm up 6 to 7 degrees warmer than yesterday, but again, it feels fantastic. You can open up those windows and doors with the lower humidity. Our friends across the Panhandle still in those freezing temperatures. They're under a freeze warning until 8 o'clock, moving into a frost advisory near Orlando and Tampa. Winds out of the northwest, keeping things very quiet for much of the nation. Our next system we'll be talking about is across the Pacific Northwest. That system will be bringing them days of rainfall and snowfall for the higher elevation. We're also dealing with some snowfall still across the Great Lakes. Temperatures still chilly. Look, it's very impressive, though. We are colder than Southern California. That's what I like to pinpoint, just because my family there is like, man, we should have came to Florida for the next couple of days. Yeah, but remember, it's all relative, because their lows go back into the 50s as we go into the weekend, and our lows go back into the 60s. Drier air in the upper levels of the atmosphere will provide for a less chance of showers and storms, but we will have a little bit of cloud cover around. Really, our next 7 days story is going to be warming up each and every day, but also dry each and every day. Highs will be in the 80s by Friday, but lows stay in the 60s. Enjoy.
Alrighty, South Florida, we are now taking a look at your roads. I have a live look for you at the Dolphin Expressway. This is near northwest 32nd Avenue. Your east and westbound lanes. Your eastbound lanes very congested. You can always take the Airport Expressway if you'd like to avoid this. Your westbound lanes moving smoothly as usual. Let's take you over here to your maps. You can see a lot of red in those southbound lanes as you get closer to downtown Miami on I-95. Let's take you closer to an area where we are seeing some delays because of an accident. You do have a minor closure here. This is not on a major highway, but something to be aware of if this is part of your commute. Oakland Park Boulevard going eastbound at Northwest 31st Avenue. You do have that little pocket of purple right there. That's because of an accident. So if you're going to work your way around this, I recommend maybe taking Commercial Boulevard. Definitely give yourself extra time, as they will likely be detouring you out there. There is an accident here, and I will look into exactly what happened. Hopefully everybody involved is okay. Something else I want to point out to you is this procession today. Just a quick note, if you commute in these areas, you definitely want to take a look at your screen right now, as it's going to cause a headache for many of you. This is where they are starting. This is at Vista Memorial Gardens. It's going to be here in Miami Lakes. This is where the procession begins. They are taking the Airport Expressway to 95 going southbound, and then they're taking the Julia Tuttle to get to Miami Beach, to their headquarters. From there, which is on Washington Avenue and 11th Street, they will take 95 north, or the Julia Tuttle, 95 northbound, then the Turnpike northbound to get to Hard Rock Stadium, which is on Northwest 199th Street in Miami Gardens. So for those of you who commute in those areas, definitely plan ahead. This is from 8:30 to 10. That is when the ceremony happens. And when it finishes, then they will proceed again to the next spot. So I will check in with you with alternate routes and an updated map in a few. Be safe.
Have a high alert there. Yeah. And here locally, we're getting rid of this cold air eventually, right?
Eventually. 50s, though, this morning still pretty chilly, John, as we did officially wake up to 53 degrees so far in Weston. We had 50 in Pembroke Pines, 57 in Miami Beach, 53 Fort Lauderdale, 55 in Miami. We are now slightly warmer since we woke up. We're at 56, not much warmer, but still enough to wear those sweaters, jackets, and boots as you're getting those kids to school right now. With the wind chill, it feels like 51 degrees in Pembroke Pines, 54 in Hialeah, 56 in Homestead. Winds out of the northwest right now, keeping that cold air connected. We are waiting for it to transfer in from the northeast, and that's going to start the warming trend this afternoon. Winds gusting well into the 20s. Temperatures anywhere between 5 to 7 degrees warmer. Dew points are in the 50s, still very comfortable. But it's really about the cold air in the northern half of the state we're still talking about. They set records yesterday for morning lows. We tied the record low for our morning low of 48 degrees, but our friends across the panhandle still under freeze warning and a frost advisory, at least for the next 10 minutes. Winds moving in from the north. You heard John mention what's going on nationally. My eyes are what's going on in California, because we are expecting flash flooding concerns, mudslides, landslide from the burn scars from all the fires they've had to deal with. It's just definitely going to be a big topic in the next 2 days. For us, the big topic is the modest warm up day by day, slightly warmer, but still very comfortable for this time of year. We'll see a few clouds around, a bit warmer as we go into each and every afternoon. Winds gusting in the teens today, also into the teens tomorrow. We will keep those comfortable dew points in place, though, each and every day, even though temperatures do warm up. We have a high risk of rip currents for beachgoers, boaters. The bays will be at a moderate chop with a small craft advisory for you in the Keys. Near shore waters and choppy, at least for the rest of this day. And then the winds will start to subside. Our temperatures are going to warm up, but still very comfortable. Low humidity is going to make everything worth it every single day this week.
Alrighty, we love this weather, South Florida. Put your windows down and enjoy it. Put some good music on and just enjoy the ride. You may have to sit in this right here, 95 going north and southbound right here at Northwest 29th Street. The southbound lane's not looking too good. If you do commute in this area, you may want to consider taking an alternate route if you don't want to be moving this slowly. Let's take you out to your maps here so you can see what I'm talking about. It's worse and worse as you get closer to downtown Miami, but really just across the board, your southbound lanes at 95 do not look good. So take 441 or US 1. Let's take you closer over here. You do still have this accident that has had a closure. Fortunately, the closure is no longer there. This is on Oakland Park Boulevard going eastbound at Northwest 31st Avenue. The lanes are no longer closed, but it is still causing you some delays. Just be wary of this if this is part of your commute. Be safe. In today's Pop Topics,
we've got temperatures now in the 50s. This is still chilly for South Florida's blood. You've got those sweaters, jackets, and boots on. But unlike yesterday, today we are expecting to warm up. Highs will be in the mid to upper 70s, where yesterday we barely got to 68 degrees. 54 right now in Pembroke Pines. Winds out of the northwest. That reaction was so great. Didn't you love it? It's so real. We all were like, whoa, we actually did it. All right, winds moving in from the north and still from the northwest to 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting in the 20s. Eventually, we'll see more of a northeast breeze. Noticing this morning two things: more cloud cover and temperatures about 7 to 8 degrees warmer than yesterday, but it still feels fantastic out there. Highs in the upper 70s. More on all this coming up.
Alrighty, South Florida, we are taking a look at your roads right now. You've got a live look here at an emergency vehicle. This is on the Turnpike. You do have an accident here. I do need to point out to you. Let's take you over to your maps here so you can see what we're talking about. That was the Turnpike, but you do have an accident on 95. I need to point out to you before that. This right here is happening going southbound just before Marina Mile Boulevard. You can see that chunk of red right there, and it is causing you some delays. You can take 441 if you'd like to avoid this. Something else I need to point out to you, which you were just looking at live. This is the Turnpike going northbound. It's not causing you any major delays, but the ramp to Commercial Boulevard has a left lane blocked because of an accident. Now I need to take you to some maps to talk about that procession that is happening today for